Hi, I'm Tamara and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the law of attraction and which MBTI type is most capable of it, and also, are you skeptical of it or do you believe it? Let me know in the comment section what your MBTI type is and if you've ever actually manifested your dreams with positive thinking. I'm an ENFJ and you're probably wondering if my type is the one, and I will say to that, no. Now, I might be the only ENFJ on the planet who is skeptical of the law of attraction. I think as an ENFJ, we tend to be independent in our thinking. We tend to like being in control. Even if we ask people for their opinions, we kind of have deep trust issues when it comes to decisions in our lives. Let's talk about law of attraction, or The Secret. Do you guys remember this book? This book was a huge hit. Oprah put it on her show. It is still having an impact on our society and how we think about positive thinking. In fact, there have been times when I have been in a negative state and I've had people to say, test, you're thinking negatively, you need to stay positive so that whatever it is can happen. So it has been ingrained in so many different ways. And I think it's a good thing for positive thinking. It talks about some of the greatest people, Plato, Beethoven, Edison, Carnegie, Einstein. These people believed in a secret, and that was in manifesting their dreams, manifesting their destiny, believing. Oprah even says that I knew from a young girl that I was destined for something great. And then people started making vision boards where you take magazines, you use it to create all of the things that you want to happen in your life, and you believe in it, and then it happens because there's supposedly a frequency that can actually be scientifically measured that says what you believe is what happens to you. So if you believe negatively, negative things will happen to you. If you believe positively, then positive, great things will happen to you, and you can make anything happen, whether it's health, relationships. Do I believe that you have to believe? Absolutely. I believe in Jesus. I believe in praying to him. So sometimes I feel a little bit like, this whole universe thing. I believe in having faith, but even the Bible says, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, how big is a mustard seed? It's quite small. If there's something that I really want, I can't say that I'm capable of staying on this positive wavelength at all times. And the thing that frustrates me about it the most is it disregards feelings. If I'm feeling sad, then I feel sad. There might be some things that I've wanted and I was disappointed. What's wrong with feeling disappointed if I feel disappointed? So to me, the opposite of that is to lie. I want to acknowledge my feelings. I need to do that. I'm not the type of person that can just stay on a complete positive wavelength all the time, even though people may see me as being that way. It's just not true. It's not realistic. And frankly, I think it's unhealthy. Now, I think there are certain people who it was their destiny to become the greats, like Bill Gates, like Steve Jobs. But can everybody be on that wavelength if they just simply believe? I don't think so. I don't think everybody is destined to be a millionaire or a billionaire. You might have a different calling in your life. I've seen people who totally believe in just total positivity. When it doesn't happen after a certain length of time, they just give up on all hope. It's forget it. Then they go the complete opposite extreme. I think God gave us different emotions to feel. So I've had people to say, don't speak that into my life. You can say that if you want to, where I'm just like, I don't know if this is going to happen for me, or I'm feeling sad about blah, 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 or I'm worried about getting that job. And I can say there have been good things that have happened to me in my life while I was thinking negatively, while I was having real, true emotions I wanted it. I had the belief of a mustard seed and it actually happened. Let's say you have a crush on someone and you are believing 100% that that person is going to come into your life and they're gonna fall in love with you and everything is just gonna be all that, and it never happens. Why? Because your manifestation of destiny is not gonna change my free will. If I'm not attracted to someone or there's not a connection, I don't care how hard they believe in the power of manifesting what you believe. Do I believe in praying in desperate moments? Yes. Maybe if there's pain involved and Jesus answers your prayers, because I believe in Jesus. You could be worried, doubtful, scared. That's not a positive frequency. And then God heals someone because you prayed and asked him to. The power of prayer, which is faith. I am so thankful for having friends who are positive thinkers, because sometimes when you are down in the dumps and you're thinking totally negative, it 100% helps for someone to come in and say, let's stay positive about this. Let's keep believing. Let's think positively. Come on, you got to get out of that rut. Sometimes you need that. You need to get out of that rut. So I am grateful for my friends who can stay on that wavelength. If you are capable of staying on that frequency, then thumbs up. Great, keep doing it. It's just, I waver in it and I'm okay with wavering in it. Sometimes people freak out when you have some skepticism, but I think sometimes skepticism helps you to grow. It helps you to become a better person. It helps you to discover some things that maybe I need to change, or maybe some things that I need to do better or differently. But if I'm staying on just this wavelength, how can I delve into that and really do some things that are gonna change the direction of my life? There's a billionaire millionaire who said, I'm always skeptical of a deal. I usually don't believe it's gonna happen. I'm usually worried. And so when it does happen, it's a pleasant surprise. We live in a fallen world, and sometimes bad things happen to good people, and sometimes good things happen to bad people. Haven't you ever seen that person who constantly gets promotions, or they seem to have this favor wherever they go, but they're difficult? Do I think that you should always be negative, a negative Nelly? Of course not. So that is a quick way to run people away. Sometimes that can cause your dreams and your goals not to manifest, because if you're always negative or you're always hateful, then you do bring that energy. So I do believe to some degree in positive energy and negative energy, and that it does sort of manifest some positives or negatives. Practicing negativity all the time is definitely a bad idea. Sometimes we do have to change our behavior. I think you can make your dreams happen by hard work, by tenacity, going the extra mile, putting forth the effort, by pushing through barriers and blocks and family histories and legacy. Sometimes you do have to do something different and change it up. If you are believing for a relationship, or you're believing that you're gonna get married someday, then I think sometimes if you give that to God and you say, Jesus, help me, you're putting it in his hands. So it's not going to necessarily manifest the way that you want it to. It might take time. He might be working on that person. He might be working on you. That person might be in another state, and there are some circumstances that he's working through. The law of attraction feels like you have to be perfect all the time, and I'm okay with imperfect people. I find them more interesting. I think putting out positive energy is important in this life. It's important to help others. And I think that positiveness comes back to you. So which MBTI type do I think is most capable of manifesting dreams and staying on that wavelength? It would definitely be the INFJ to me. They can get in that positive mode and they can literally stay on it until they're 80 or 90 or 100 years old. I think they understand what that means. They've also got introverted intuition which can also lend itself, that can give them more confidence when it comes to believing. There are some people in life who are very easygoing, even-tempered, even-keeled, and they don't stress out very easily. They just are kind of calm, naturally calm people, and that's great. And they may always have a smile on their face. There are some people out there who fit in the categories of either they always have a scowl, but you know what they're thinking. And there are some people who will express things like, I just want to give up. But then there are the people who don't express that at all because they've been conditioned to smile all the time and always be positive and never share your negative emotions, and that's not allowed and that's not okay. For me, that's the danger in the law of attraction, staying on that always positive frequency, because we can teach children and we can teach people that you're not allowed to feel any type of emotions. When I ask little children, is it okay to be sad? They always tell me no. And that's incorrect thinking, and that's incorrect teaching. So when you have people who are smiling all the time and who seemingly have everything going for themselves, and then we have a crisis like what happened with Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade, where you think these people are okay and they're not, because we don't allow people to express any type of negativity. I think that's dangerous, and I think that's unrealistic. I worry most about people who are always perfectly happy, because there's a possibility that they're not. They are just not comfortable sharing how they're really feeling deep inside because there's so much shame in it. I think if you are feeling down and you are feeling sad, there are hotlines that you can call. No one has to know. You can just talk to that person, you can journal, you can open up in that way. Maybe you don't feel comfortable sharing with a friend or a family member, but it's okay if you do. So I think we have to give ourselves permission to express negativity sometimes and how we're really feeling. I'm gonna give you an example of me. I had to find a new job and I was in the worst mood. I just felt really depressed, actually. I just wasn't in the right mood. I was not on the right wavelength or the right frequency, and no matter how I tried, I just could not get there. And thankfully, I had people that recognized that in me, thank goodness, that came in and said, hey, you're not being yourself. You're not that happy person. You're not that, hey, let's get it. But I remember going to that job interview and I was just trying to think positively, not quite getting there. And I ended up pulling behind this car that said, try. That's what the license plate said, try. And so that's exactly what I did. I went in there and I gave it my all and I got that job. But if you are feeling down, I want you to try. Doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean that you're gonna feel better overnight, but I wanna encourage you to not give up so quickly. Moods go up and down. They are like waves. You might be in a bad mood for a year. Maybe you've gone through a bad breakup, and for somebody to say, well, you should be happy and you should just be believing that you're gonna have a great relationship tomorrow. No. I give you my permission to feel sad, but I also want you to build support around yourself. I want you to be more careful during that time in your life and know that you are going through a grieving process and also a healing process. But I want you to encourage you to try, even if it's just a little bit of trying. Try something. Try getting out of the bed. Try to open up your feelings a little bit. Trying feels much better to me and more doable than, you should be positive. Oh, why are you saying negative things? That's bad. Just try and find ways to comfort yourself. Just try. So I'm gonna leave you on that note. Thank you so much for checking out my video. Please share it with people that you think it will help. And thank you for watching.